Pets are some of the most universally loved pieces of content in the entire game. The first one was the cat, released in 2003, that didn't get any competition for the player's love before 2006, when the Hellcat was released, which, let's be honest, is just a new skin to the cat you already had. Of course, you could consider the pet rock in 2004 and the fishbowl in 2005, but that's not the kind of pet that follows you around, which we're focusing on here. In 2008, however, the pet game changed drastically with the release of Summoning, adding a variety of pets into the game in one fell swoop, and it just kept on increasing. Pets from minigames and D&Ds, boss drops with crazy drop rates that people still went for to show either their luck, dedication, or both. Pets from shops, seasonal exclusive pets. In 2012 we saw Squeal of Fortune pets. Solomon's Store was released, also releasing a new set of pets. Did you know that the Shadow Drake, RuneScape's most controversial pet, was bought by 13,885 players? Twice as many bought the Fire Drake, a whole 26,676 sales as of August 2018. That's enough drakes to cover the entire GE 40,000 times over. Combat Pets and Skilling Pets were released, both updates which were voted in the top 3 best updates of 2015 and 2016, underlining the pet craze the community was going through. In fact, from having a total of 2 follower pets in 2008, today we've seen 391 pets added to the game following the RuneScape wiki. Over 70,000 players had obtained the fishing pet in 2018. 23,000 adopted the Mega Ducklings. Only 720 had obtained Virago's child over the course of 4 years. But in the ocean of alternatives, there's always going to be some that are harder to obtain than others. Or some that you simply won't be able to get due to their discontinued status or very specific requirements. So I took it upon myself to scour the pet database to look for the rarest pets in the game today. Some which you are still able to obtain today, if you're willing to put in the time. It's worth mentioning that when I published a video on the rarest titles, I completely forgot about the clue scroll titles, which are like some of the rarest ones in the game. That's awkward. That was a mistake I'm not aiming to make again, so I've put a fair bit of research into this. Keep in mind there are no official numbers on most of these pets, though some do give us a very rough idea. What I was aiming for were pets with likely around or under 1,000 owners, which instantly eliminates some pets you'd think be a lot rarer, like Croar Jr., which in 2016 had been obtained by nearly 2,000 players, despite its literal once-a-week spawn rate. I've also chosen not to include some of the rarest PvM pets, such as the Revenant Dragon or Squagoth, or however you say that name. Mainly because, after doing the research, I don't think there's less than 1,000 owners in the game. The PvM community have over the years shown how completely fearless they are to insane drop rates. Especially Squagoth, which is a drop from one of the most popular pieces of content in the game, being the Shadow Reef. And looking at the data from older similar boss pet drops, I'm quite confident there have been over 1,000 owners over the past 3 years. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at the rarest pets in RuneScape today. Runefest Dragonling. This pet was designed by player artist Legend Arts and was released in 2015 through the item codes received in Runefest bags upon attending the event. Only about 1,000 tickets were sold in 2015, meaning only 1,000 codes were handed out. Seeing not everyone claimed the code or collected their bag, there likely is somewhat fewer in the game today. Runefest Honorable Fool Lion. Not to be mixed with the grey version, which any player could get their hands on. Similar to the Dragonling, the Fool Lion was handed out to Runefest attendees in 2016. The Runefest that year was considerably larger than the one in 2015, which means there could have been more attending players and thus more pet owners. Though there are no official numbers released from Jagex on how many attended Runefest that year, based on our previous experience with the event, there should be around 1,000 potential owners here as well, if not a few more. Sean. This was intended to be the rarest pet in RuneScape history, with only 50 owners when it was announced as the reward for coming in the top 50 during the Dimension of the Damned event in 2017. However, due to the disaster that occurred during the competition finale, Jagex opted to award the pet to all 1,000 players who were eligible to participate. The Golden Gnome. This pet was released in 2014 together with the insanely rare Golden Gnome hat. Every winner of any of the exclusive awards were given a Golden Gnome pet on a RuneScape account of their choice. When right-clicking the pet, the name displays the title of the award that they won. Since the first Golden Gnome Award ceremony in 2010, there have been a total of 168 awards won by 128 winners, plus one pet sold during the Game Blast auction in 2018. In addition to a video award in 2014 where the pet was handed out to the 4-man team behind the RuneScape's, this means there are up to 173 potential Golden Gnome pets in the game today. Of course, this assumes the people who've won multiple awards have added the pet to multiple accounts, seeing the winner can't have more than one gnome pet on one account due to the way they're coded, and that the winners of the old school awards were to play the main game, which most don't. Meaning the number is likely a lot less than 173, probably making it the rarest pet in the game today. And finally, Winnie. This innocent little creature was released together with the Lost Grove in 2017, as a reward for completing the Wisps of the Grove distraction and diversion. The D&D consists of collecting a set of wisps around the grove for a small XP reward. Upon completion, there is a 1 in 100 chance to get the Winnie pet. However, you only get one attempt per week. The Wisps of the Grove is an extremely isolated D&D. It's located in a place people only visit to kill Solak or slay creatures for Cinderbane gloves. It gives you no rune score, there is no hidden achievement. There's no need to ever visit the D&D to get the trimmed completionist cape. And with the XP being very disappointing, there's no need for the vast majority of players to ever try it out. Maybe except for the chance to get the pet. I tweeted out to see if I could get in touch with any owners, and though I did get a few replies from people with extreme luck, a few reported spending over a year to obtain it. Some took up to 3 years of weekly attempts. Knowing this, I think it's fair to assume the total number of players to have gone through the tedious and unnecessary process of obtaining Winnie is likely quite few, possibly down to the few hundreds. Though, of course, without Jagex's input, it's impossible to narrow down exactly how many owners there are. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if the rarity of pets goes into your consideration when choosing one. I've always wondered why people really select to have a specific follower or pet override. Is it just that they look cool? I wanna know, because when I was following my friends around in high school, they kept telling me I wasn't cool enough. So I kinda assumed it's about rarity, seeing my mom told me I'm special. Anyway, my name is Will Missit, and I'll see you all later.